40 years old and no sign of stopping. More music and less awards, say bosses. Okay, cool piano, water, drapes, even more water, and the golden oldie. Let's talk about it. What's happening, everybody? My name is Fernand and this is Fernand's Live Show. This is the show where we talk about all the cool creative madness happening behind the scenes in live TV today. It's the biggest night of the year for British music, and one mild night in February sees chart toppers get their fancy frocks on and hired off one-off designer pieces for a shiny knees up at the O2 in London. But not only is it a glitzy night to pick up some gongs, it's also a breathtaking affair of memorable performances, impressive stage design and slick graphics, all rolled up into a 2.5-hour event. It's only the BRIT Awards.
I know she's at home pissed off. Thank you, Theresa May.
Going strong since 1977, it's lit homes across the country, being televised since 1985. Being live in many years, then pre-recorded because live TV madness.
So who's it gonna be, Sam?
I don't know, because I can't see.
Wind away.
Okay.
Before going back to an entirely live affair since 2007. An award show, yes, but it's proven to be an evening so influential in British popular culture, such as politicians being soaked, Adele flipping a bird being cut off by Blur, Madonna yanked off stage, Kanye West keeping censors at ITV very busy, Anton Deck keeping their eyes where it can be seen,
Oh my God!
Jack Whitehall making stars squirm in their seats, and dresses that have formed inspiration for fancy dress costumes for decades since. And this year in particular featuring performances from Lizzo, Billie Eilish, Dave, Stormzy, Harry Styles and Rod Stewart. Emphasis from the bigwigs at the top featured less on award giving and more on memorable performances. Before we get into the creative nitty-gritty, here's an outlook at the event. 2020 sees the 40th edition of the BRIT Awards since launching in 1977. It's been broadcast since 1985, but went live for the first time, broadcast by the BBC in 1988, before switching over to ITV from 1993. It's been a pre-recorded show from 1990 to 2006, where it was broadcast the day after the ceremony, and it's been live since 2007. BRIT Awards has been especially known for being an anarchic, shambolic affair in the 1990s. Held at the O2 Arena, it's the venue's 10th hosting. 9 awards this year, down from 13 the previous year. The show packed in a whopping 9 performances, with cameo appearances from Burna Boy, Hans Zimmer, Ronnie Wood and the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. Total number of viewers this year topped at 3.8 million. This year's event was hosted by Jack Whitehall. Creative direction this year was done by Misty Buckley, who's had credits including creative director in Glastonbury amongst others. TV direction was by Hamish Hamilton, renowned TV director, known for taking care of the Victoria's Secret's live shows, London 2012 opening ceremony and the Super Bowl halftime show. And the awards this year was chaired by David Joseph, Universal UK CEO, back after chairing it in 2011 to 2013, and was responsible for bringing the event from Earl's Court to the O2 in his first year. 40 editions of gongs, screaming crowds and iconic moments. But this year, bosses at the top wanted to revamp this year's format, featuring more stages, less industry tables, and handing creative control to the artists themselves. A risky choice, according to this year's BRITs chairman, David Joseph. This being not his first rodeo, he was a chairman from 2011 to 2013, bringing the event to the O2 for the first time. This change resulted in Harry Styles getting his feet wet and an overflowing piano, Dave for the standout performance featuring augmented reality, a smoky Stormzy with some heat from Burna Boy, the haunting sounds of Billie Eilish, red drapes and all the feels from Lewis Capaldi, and even more drapes and empowering booty shaking from Lizzo, to name a few. Whew. All of this taking place on a dazzling stage designed by creative director and production designer Misty Buckley. She's been responsible for the likes of creative direction at Glastonbury, including Stormzy, a handful of Victoria's Secret live shows, the Paralympics closing ceremony, and many more events. The stage design, which links to the 40-year tenure that the BRIT Awards have been on, links the past with the future, featuring the famous Britannia statuette blown up flanking 2 points of the stage. One side with a crumbling version and heritage of old music venues with arched balconies and graffiti, contrasting with the future view of the Brits, neon lights, LED strips and raw digital vibes. Ample use of projection mapping, huge LED panels and light strips dress the whole show. Ensuring creative control to performances was adhered to, 2 further satellite stages was built. One for Harry Styles' soaking performance, and the other for Lewis Capaldi and Celeste to deliver their iconic vocals to a 10,000 strong O2 audience. This was wrapped up with the graphics treatment of the show, ripped layering and light boxes giving it that grungy music gig venue feel. Provided once again by graphics company Hello Charlie, who have been working with the BRIT Awards for the last 15 years. As is the style of the BRITs, every year features a winner's statuette trophy, especially designed by a notable artist or designer, but has taken back to basics for the classic statuettes for this year being its 40th edition. It's a night full of them. Let's get into the performances. Right from planning this year's edition, bosses wanted to emphasise an evening full of exciting and viral performances. To do this, they had to slash the award categories, and they did so, from 13 down to 9, which provided ample time for performances and artists, of course, to really get in touch and leave a mark on their viewers. Here's a look at some of the unforgettable performances of the night. Dark, raw and intimate seems to be this year's MO of the BRIT Awards, with an especially haunting performance of No Time to Die by Billie Eilish. Here, a smoky background penetrates the darkness, pierced further still with sharp spotlights on her brother Finneas. And get this, the genius behind some of the most epic soundtracks in the world, it's only Hans Zimmer. Here he conducts the London Philharmonic Orchestra with his arrangements added to the track. We're dipped into delicate moments of this song. Her hair casting a ghostly glow in the camera, which actually works quite well, complemented with slow, wide tracking shots to show the heights, the depths and the expanse that this song really wants to get to you. And it also forms a nice parallel to her equally smoky and mysterious music video. A rich and mysterious performance in signature James Bond style, and especially impressive by the fact that she's so young. In fact, out of all the 25 James Bond titles, she's only been alive for the last 6. Very impressive. Intimate performances are not the easiest thing to convey in a massive arena, so spot satellite stages do a really good job at focusing the attention and emotion on every note. Perfect examples of this include Lewis Capaldi, using projection mapping and lighting on drapes to soften the mood and get people really in their feels. In fact, for quite a few moments you forget you're surrounded by thousands of people, as red clouds envelope you, and the dimly lit expanse of everything really focuses your attention to the centre of this passionate pool of claret. Things get darker in true Brit style and even more stirring with Brit's rising star, Celeste. Remember the famous moment of Adele from the BRIT Awards in 2011? Years since I've tried to recapture such an iconic moment, and this year with nothing but a powerful spotlight and a microphone, we get not only close, but to even new, even spookier heights. Usually, it's a warm spotlight lighting them from the front, focusing the attention on them. But for extra poignant emphasis, the back spotlight is turned all the way up to 11, providing a spectral, mysterious impression. You can literally hear a pin drop in the room from a wickedly gripping performance. And to add things even further, there's a slight monochrome filter, as if you look really closely in the arena, areas which have lights in a warmer tone are mysteriously black and white. All of this delivering a striking performance. A further striking part is this end camera shot. For 4 minutes, we're under Celeste's gripping spell, and just like that, we're snapped out of this trance. You're out of the spellbinding pocket of time and thrown back into what is effectively an award ceremony. Arguably one of the standout performances of the night came from Dave, with a scorching critique on race relations in the UK entitled Black. And to deliver this critically acclaimed performance, it featured a pretty unique two-way piano with his producer, Fraser T. Smith. It's a pitch black setup, contrasted by Dave in white. The piano featured augmented reality projected onto its surface, using camera tracking in real time, with stunning yet gritty graphics tied to the song's lyrics. Augmented reality is of course not new in live TV, having featured with Katy Perry's performance of Daisies in American Idol a few months later, and at the VMAs the year before. But 2020 is a year where we see this technology being really used and coming into its own. In fact, for a little more insight into this incredible technology used at live events, take a look at my video up here at the MTV VMAs 2020, which is absolutely dripping with this fantastic technology. The graphics projected onto piano are absolutely stunning. Set in sharp monochrome, telling a story of what it means to be black in the UK. Using various motifs and signifiers of the black experience, such as newspaper clippings of abhorrent stories, piano keys forming cell bars. It gets even more immersive in the second part of the song. with impressive tracking peering into a world of history, the British Empire and Africa, the prison pipeline, and images of Jack Merritt, who died in the London Bridge terror attack in 2019, who had worked with Dave's older brother. There's no let-up for the raw intimacy of Dave's lyrics. We're captured in one single uninterrupted Steadicam shot, getting very close and personal, revolving around the piano, and not a single cutaway or cut to another camera for what he's saying for all 4 minutes and 42 seconds of it. Stormzy is one artist who literally made the most of the creative canvas made available to him. Like literally. With a medley lasting a solid 10 minutes, he made use of not one, not two, but 3 parts of the arena. We're greeted here by a silhouetted Stormzy, with a melodic piano prelude to set the tone. He's really going to touch you with his performance, with that result from a rousing choir uplit suddenly appearing behind him. Oh, he's taking you to church. There's always that crowd please in the performance when the artist steps out of his chair, the Westlife effect if you know what I mean. And the crowd love it as he makes his way to the main stage, bringing some colour to the monochrome introduction. Energy rising consistently here with the soulful finger clicker, synchronised backing dancers, and a climactic golden shower. Stormzy is really about the people, making sure that the people he's involved with musically is a part of his success. And if you thought the massive choir behind him was a lot, there's more to follow. Showing his versatility from smooth tunes, we're introduced to his gritty side on the platform, which magically appears here, being lowered from the roof. Bathed in red lights, delivering hard-hitting lyrics to fans below, it brings back memories of being at a hyped-up grime rave, smoky, live, and full of energy. This is the Stormzy we've known from day one, unapologetically solid, raw, rough, and ready. And as art imitates life, Burna Boy appears here, bringing colour and the ladies. Burna occupies stage right here with his party, and note how there's no other wide or camera shots of the stage in general. Why? This is to provide ample time for 1. The platform to disappear out of sight, and 2. To allow Stormzy's huge entourage to assemble for a gripping finale. And by entourage, look it! Probably sets a record for the most amount of backing performers on the stage at the same time perhaps. Again, this shows he's all about his people. This camera shot here makes us feel like we're part of the happily gun-fingering jubilation. Everyone's having a great time here. And to finish, Stormzy brings stormy weather. Sorry, that was terrible. By way of showers to rain upon his enemies. It's a 10-minute showcase of Stormzy creatively showing his musical versatility, and it's a fantastic example of the BRIT Awards making sure that this year was an awards show of performances. In an age where awards ceremonies fatigue is real, the charge being led to revamp it into a colourful smorgasbord of creativity was a risky one, but it paid off, resulting in a breath of fresh air and many beautiful viral moments of artists making their moment stand out. And for us viewers at home, as we get to celebrate in some wins through award giving, we get to partake in a burst of how artists really intend for their songs to be seen and heard, taking advantage of the creative license afforded to them by the bigwigs at the top. So in other words, a pretty fantastic show. So that's it. That's been a little creative insight into a nice little knees up on a cold February that's otherwise known as the BRIT Awards. What was your favourite parts of the show? Some moments that left you glued to your seat or made you leave the room? Did you like the idea of less awards or more music? Let me know in the comments section below. If you liked what you saw, by all means, give us a thumbs up. And if you're so moved to find out more about the creative side of live TV, hit that big red subscribe button. Cheers. Until next time, people, always remember to hit record and stay live. Peace.